a little bit more depth. I do want you to recognize the gravity of the moment that you are witnessing right now and the scenes that are being seared into our hearts and our minds. And this is not to make you apocalyptic, to think, well, in that case, let's just wait for it all to unfold. I want you, as you see these things unfold, to constantly go back to the promise of Allah and the prophecy of the Prophet ﷺ, and to recognize that even if our enemies plot against us, which they do, even if they infiltrate, which they do, even if they plan and they seek to surprise, which they do, إِنَّهُمْ يَكِيدُونَ كَيْدًا وَأَكِيدُ كَيْدًا وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ. They plan and Allah plans. They plot and Allah plots. And so as these events unfold, it cannot be that these images are being seared in the hearts of the minds of the believers, except for us to start thinking deeply about how transient this life truly is. And that we are, subhanAllah, indeed witnessing something truly historic in our eyes, in our hearts, and in our minds. It's also to remind you that just as Yahya alayhi salam was killed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings back life. Just as Isa alayhi salam was plotted against, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings back Isa alayhi salam. Just as people would succumb to despair in the time of Dajjal, some of them either believing that this is it, we cannot overcome this, or that maybe he is divine. Allah Azza wa Jal will show the blood of a Dajjal to show that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was always in charge. And that the believers should not despair. But the believers should ground themselves in what these people of faith ground themselves